So now let's talk about step 5, which is the debugging. Okay, if we go to the software again, so I usually recommend to do debugging while you are creating the network. So for each on-ramp or off-ramp, left turn, right turn, you do this debugging. But at this tutorial, I am just showing you how to do this debugging, right? So there are two matters which are very important for the debugging. One is maneuver tool, and the other is the OpenDRIVE Export Preview tool. So if I simply click on the OpenDRIVE Export, then I am just saying export, then you see lots of errors coming, right? So potentially there are some errors. I'm just closing it, and then we will see, for example, that we do not care about the color. The color basically just means that it's, for example, the forward or the backward, but I mean, it's not important, right? For example, here, let's say this is forward and this is backward, but if I go to the lane tool, and then if we see it's all like forward, right? So this is something that in the software, they will fix it later on, probably the developers, but we don't care about the colors. There are important things is the errors. So if you go to the output here, there are the errors that you can see. So once again, you can just clear the output, right? And then let's say I am pressing lane tool, and then again I'm going to the OpenDRIVE export, and then you see again those errors, right? So you can clear the errors, or so if we click on this underline through these errors, you can see where the error is coming from, or simply if we go to this export, then we see that let's say there is something wrong here, right? So to fix this issue, there might be a couple of reasons. It depends. So that's why I'm saying that when you are creating some things, just try to fix or debug right away, not right now. For example, we created the whole network, and then we want to fix it, right? This is not a good approach. So anyway, so if I click on the maneuver tool, and then for this junction, you see that there are these circles should be connected, right? It's not. Or this one, you see that this connection is going beyond that circle, which is not good, right? So there are a couple of errors that coming from this. For example, the lane road 20 lane 3 junction contains no connection. So these type of errors is because of these connections. But the thing which is important here is this type of things should not happen. I mean, it's coming here, and then you see there are some messes here. So how to fix it is because I guess if you see here, then so let's say this one is going through here, right? And then there might be some changing for like these ones. Maybe I can just a little bit make some changes, right? And for this one, let's say these are so close, right? It should not too close to each other. So let's say for this one a little bit. So if now I select on this and export again, then you will see that those things is fixed, but still there are some errors for the connection, right? So these connection errors, let's say go to the mono tool again, and then select this one, delete it, click on this. This is the right turn, through lane, right? And this is okay. So now let's do it again. So you see there are errors coming up. So again, let's go to the link, and then here I'm just trying to do some. So these two are so close. It should not be too much close to each other, right? I don't know why that's happening, but they are not. They should not be so close to each other. So let's do it again. And then you will see that many things is fixed here. And if you see the mono, it's all right, right? So now there is another error. I'm just gonna clean this. Let's generate it again. So there is something wrong here, lane road 10 and junction 48. And this is because if you see this lane has a shoulder, but this lane doesn't have, right? So that's something that it's written here something, but it's not clear. So, but this type of issues that we can easily fix, right? So I again go to this. So first of all, we just remove the junction, right? And then we add, for example, shoulder here, right? And then once we added the shoulder, then we can do the junction again. Right click, right, 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 and then space, right? So if you go to the OpenDRIVE export, then there is something still wrong, right? So it says the connection, there is no connection, which is right. These two lanes doesn't have any connection. If you see from the even the OpenDRIVE format, it's appearing, right? So what you need to do, go to the mono tool, and then you see from here to here, and then from here to here, right? So now if I generate it again, then there is no error, right? So yeah, in this way you can fix the other issues that may arise. So you need to be careful about these type of errors. Now we don't have any errors. So I mean, if we generate it, there should not be something here. Yeah, it's just saying that the loading is finished. There should not be any error. But again, about the color, don't worry. But about the consistency and there no error, it should be very careful. Yeah, thank you very much for this session.